Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking all things Love Island Season 7, and we are getting into the nitty-gritty of these fake relationships, okay? So let me just tell you right now as a trigger warning, if you feel that all of those relationships were so real on Love Island Season 7 and they are so deeply in love, this may not be the video for you, because I am about to break down all of the fake relationships and vibes that I feel like I witnessed during the whole season. And I know some of you have to share my sentiments, which is probably why you're watching this video. So please just take a moment for a second and make sure you're subscribed to my channel before we get into this video, because I'm going to give you all the details of these fake relationships that I observed on Love Island Season 7. Let's get into it. And I say don't come for me because I noticed that Love Island has a lot of people in their feelings, okay? I'm noticing this, like, after just commenting on certain, pages on Instagram, I'm just noticing how people just be in their feelings over Love Island. And I'm like, dang, calm down, chill, simmer. So let me tell you guys what I think, okay? I just want to say that, for one, I feel like there are so many fake relationships on Love Island. Let's just start there. Love Island had so many fake relationships, okay? Nicolandria, number one, fake relationship. Shelly and Ace, fake relationship. Amaya and Brian, fake relationship. And I just want to talk about these relationships, right? And why I feel like they are fake relationships. So let's just start with Nicolandria. Nick showcased that he really had feelings for Sierra throughout the entire season, okay, for the most part. Like, he just really had this spark in his eye with her. You can tell he enjoyed his time with her. He chose her over the first girl. I forgot her name, but he chose her over her, and she was pretty. And Nick just really enjoyed his time with Sierra. It was very, very clear. Then, when he even had the opportunity to get with Olandria, at this point, he had been eliminated. He was like, oh, I can give it a try. He even admitted, she's just not for me. She is not the girl for me. Now, this is when Sierra was still in the picture, but he admitted, if he had really felt for Olandria, I feel like even in that moment, he would have been like, actually, I didn't realize how much I liked you. I didn't realize how much I, was missing out on with not being with you. No. Nick recognized that he liked Sierra and he was very comfortable in that relationship. Let's just keep it a buck. Nick and Sierra didn't work out because Sierra was eliminated. She was eliminated off the show. What else is he supposed to do? His number one that he's been with since week 2, he was with Sierra since like week 2 or week 3, is eliminated just like that. Now, if you're on a show, you want to win the $50,000. Your partner just got eliminated. What do? You assimilate. You try to adapt. And so that's what Nick did. He adapted. And Olandria happened to be in the same scenario. Her partner from week 1 was Taylor partner from week 1 or week 2, whatever. Her partner chose somebody else. So what did she have to do? Adapt. Okay, well, Nick's here. Nick said he wanted to give me a chance. Nick like, well, Olandria's here. She said she wants to give me a chance. So they gave each other a chance based off of adapting, not because it was love at first sight. Nick still had his feelings for Sierra. She was just kicked off the show. And then he probably started thinking about it like, you know what? Sierra's not going to be a good look for my image once this show ends. Let's be honest. Would Sierra be a good look for your image if she's getting kicked off of the show for racial slurs? No matter how much you like this person, you could be in love with this person. But if they're getting kicked off of the show for racial slurs, you're going to be like, you know what? It's not a good look for me. I really like them, but if I get with them after this show, people may cut me off. People may talk negatively about me because they're going to say, you got back with her and she's racist. So I think that Nick kind of didn't have a choice because of all the internet bullies that was going to come for him if he would have went for Sierra even after the show ended. Let's just keep it real. Nick really had a thing for Sierra. Sierra was kicked off of the show, and after the show, he knew that it wasn't going to be good to deal with somebody who got kicked off of the show for racial slurs. Does that mean that he doesn't like her? No. But Nick probably felt like this is what's best for me and moving forward with my career and my PR, like public relations. If I go to you, it's going to mess it up. Olandria, her guy chose somebody else. Olandria made it very clear, honey, on what her type was. And that's a cowboy. She like her a country man. Where the country at in Nick? I'll wait. I don't care how good everybody think they look together, how good all of this is coming off. Olandria at her core wants a country man. She was into Taylor. And if Taylor would have gave her that, that's exactly where she would have been. And outside of Taylor, as she's finding this newfound fame, she will eventually find her country man. He gonna be a fine, something looking country man, and she gonna be like, Nick, I love you, and you're great, but this is what I've been looking for. And Nick's gonna find something more similar to what he's looking for. I hate how people online are making it seem like it's a racial thing. Oh, you're saying they don't belong together because they're racist. Their races are different. You guys just don't want them to be together. You don't want to see that happen because she's a black girl with a white guy. No. It has nothing to do with that. We could feel the energy from the screens, okay? They were each other's last resort. Otherwise, you're getting eliminated from the show. So let's talk about Shelly and Ace and their fake relationship. Ace played Shelly so many times, okay? Like, let's just keep it 100, 1,000%, okay? Ace played in Shelly's face. He originally, had a little thing for her, but I think Ace knew in the back of his head always that he was interested in Shelly, but he wanted to explore his options. He's on Love Island. You only get one shot. They don't usually put people on again and again for another season. No. And so Ace was like, shoot, I want to have fun. I want to meet other women. I want to just have a good time. I want to explore all my options. And that was Ace the entire season. Explore our options. Explore our options until like maybe the last 3 episodes. So I'm not buying it. When somebody really likes you and y'all vibing and y'all click, it's not no explore our options every 5 seconds. It's I want to really see what this is and if we can take this further. Period. And Ace wasn't about that. Let's also not forget to mention Ace chose Amaya. Amaya comes into the house. This is his perfect opportunity to choose Shelly. Okay, Shelly is sitting there waiting. She's like, okay, this is our moment. Like, he finally can choose me. And he goes off and chooses brand new girl in the house, Amaya. Granted, he probably wanted things to work with Amaya. He just realized that it couldn't because of Amaya's personality. He wasn't interested. She talked too much. She talked over you. There was a little bit of maybe hard to understand the way she spoke, based on her accent. And I think he just realized, like, I'm not really interested in her. But had he have been interested in Amaya, it would have been over with for Shelly. If Amaya would have kept her mouth shut a little bit, it would have been over with for Shelly. So I don't see why people just ignore the fact that he went off, chose Amaya, left Shelly. If Austin hadn't chose Shelly in that moment, Shelly would have gone home. How do you really like somebody and you almost give them the risk to go home? Like, make it make sense. And throughout the season, you could see that a lot of times when they spoke, it was no real substance to their conversation. If you really relook at everything they did and how they would speak, he would be all like, well, you got to try to win over Ace. You got to try to, he was very kind of cocky and he didn't have much to talk about besides maybe himself. And she was kind of looking at him like, I'm not about to, pump your horn. Like, who are you? I'm Shelly. And so, and Shelly seems to be a little bit quiet and reserved. So to me, they seemed boring together. The conversation was dry. I think the only thing that they had going for themselves is they had no sexual intercourse yet. And so when you leave that open and there's been no sexual intercourse, it gives you that little bit of sexual chemistry where you like, ooh, well, maybe at some point we can get in the room and do this and that and this and that. So that will keep you going. That will keep the momentum going. Just the fact that they had not cracked that code. But other than that, Shelly may have had some true feelings for Ace. I will give that. Shelly may have had some, but Ace, he was not interested. Ace was not truly interested. He looked at Shelly as, at that point, she was a decoy. It started getting to the end of the season. He started realizing, America's watching. If I switch and I go with Coco at this moment, which he probably wanted to do, America's not going to like that. And I'll look like a flip-flop. And I just left Shelly hanging. So I want to do what I got to do to win. So I'm going to keep Shelly. And then we can try to see if we're going to win this thing. Let's just be honest. Why do you think Shelly and Ace got eliminated at the dinner table? Think about it. But no, the trolls on the internet will tell you otherwise, honey. They're going to say, you're a hater. Oh my goodness, how do you not see this chemistry? What do you mean? Majority of America saw that Ace was on some BS with Shelly. Majority of America saw it. And they eliminated them at the final dinner. They were like, y'all ain't even going to the finals. We know this is a fake relationship. America knew. Now, did Huda and, what is his name? What's his name, Chris? Yeah, Chris. Did Huda and Chris deserve to make it to that end? No. I'll be honest. Of course not. But I don't think America knew what was going on at that moment. You know, we were still watching in real time. So America hadn't actually caught up with what was going on with Huda and Chris. But as far as Shelly and Ace, if they were really in this beautiful, romantic, deep relationship, the chemistry, as y'all say they are, or as y'all say they were, why did America vote them off before they even made it to the final three? It's because we all could really see through it. If you really know men that are manipulators and men that know how to make you feel good and smile and do a little wink and a little blink at you to keep you going, that's what Ace was. That's what Ace was. Ace will plan a breakfast and think just, I put a heart in the sand. And that means that I'm really trying to put in effort for you. Absolutely no. Let's move on to the next couple. Jeremiah and Huda. That felt like a fake relationship. Why did it feel fake? Because when they initially decided that they were into each other, the way that they tried to cut off everybody else made it seem fake. You can still be into each other, but you could decide, you know what? We're on a show. I really like you, and I think we have something special here. Let's still continue to mix and get to know people. Let's not allow people to just feel like they can't talk to us. But at the end of the day, it's me and you. That's how you do that. That's what makes it more realistic. But being like, oh no, he's off limits. Oh no, I'm off limits. It's like, you trying to win the money? That's what it came off as. It came off as, you know what? We're going to solidify from day one and we're going to win this money. We're going to get this money because we can say that we were one of the longing lasting couple. We were one of the longest lasting couples. So we got the money. Let's keep it a buck. That's what it came off as to me when it came to Huda and Jeremiah. They were having issues in their relationship. They were arguing and there were clear signs of incompatibility. But they kept pushing through it because they said, you know what? If we push through this, we'll be the longing lasting couple and we will win the $1 million or $50,000 because we were in this together for so long. And so it was fake. And guess what? America saw it. America saw it. That's why they chose for Jeremiah to go and be with Iris. I don't see how people are not understanding this. America saw it. They said, Huda and Jeremiah, we're breaking y'all up. Jeremiah's going with Iris. They did that for a reason. And the reason was because people could read through the BS between Huda and Jeremiah. You don't just cut everybody off on a dating love show so that you all can be exclusive to the end. This is not Love is Blind. If it was Love is Blind, fine. You work on a one-on-one. This is Love Island. So it really, really came off as fake. America saw it. America clocked it. And I was so happy about it. Pepe and Iris. Their relationship was fake. Okay? And what made their relationship fake is that Pepe lost his person. Again, what are you supposed to do when you lose your person? If you're on a show and you want to try to win $50,000, you adapt. And so when Pepe lost Hannah, who you can tell he was very interested in, he had a genuine connection with, he was upset that Hannah left. He had to just adapt. Now here Iris is, she lost her guy, I forgot his name. And now Iris is like, well, you know, Pepe, you're actually kind of attractive. And you like, well, you fine too. And you a blonde. And you know, that's what I'm into. And so he adapted. So in that moment, yeah, they're making it work. They're making it work. And so I don't see how some people really believe like these Love Island relationships are just so real and they are just the truth and they are just, oh my goodness, they went on there, they found love. They're just, no, these people are just making it work. They're trying to win the money. And then I will be honest about why they really, really, really try to make it work. They try to make it work because now after these shows, the brand deals that they're getting, the, endorsements that they're getting, it makes sense to make it work. It makes sense to make it work. They get more money by staying together, even if they don't like each other. They can hate each other's guts, but when they kind of stay together, it's like, okay, you gonna get posted in the blogs, you know, you may get some endorsement deals. You get more by staying together. You don't really get it when y'all separate. If you look at some of the previous seasons of Love Island, like I watched season 4, I believe, and that was the season with Justine. Justine won, and I forgot the guy who I think, what was his name? It's on the tip of my tongue. Started with a C or something. The guy that she won with, Justine, and I can't remember that guy's name. But they broke up right after, right? They did what they had to do. Caleb, Justine and Caleb, right? They won the money, did what they had to do to win. After it was over. Now, remind you, this was season 4. This was like season 4, right? Or maybe even season 5. So this was a few years ago. Love Island has become even more popular. So during their season, it was kind of like, all right, after the show is over, you don't have to have no loyalty to this person. Y'all can go y'all separate ways, and it is what it is, right? And that's what they did. They went their separate ways. They didn't get the brand endorsement deals. They didn't get all of the fame and popularity like the Love Islanders are now. I think that really picked up like season 6. I didn't see season 6, but I heard season 6, it went down and it was good. And then after that, some of them may have gotten some endorsements. I don't know because I didn't really see season 6. I know season 7, it's lit. They're on Access Hollywood, Good Morning America, The Shade Room, The Neighborhood Talk, endorsements, this, that, da, 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 da. So for them, again, it makes sense for them to try to stick together, especially when the reunion hasn't even been shot yet. They don't want everybody talking about them. Oh, they fake. They broke up already. They were faking. They had to have been faking it then. How did they break up already? So they don't want to do that. They don't want to break up. They don't want to be talked about negatively. You know, these comments can be a lot when you are in the spotlight like that. When you get in that spotlight and people are talking about you and what you're doing and what you're wearing, and they talking about your kids and your this and that, people don't want to deal with all of that pressure. And they know what the people want. The people want to see, some of the people want to see them together because it's a love show. So they say, you know what, we're going to stay together. And they think that it's also going to benefit them. And it is. It is. But what the problem is that I'm seeing is that there needs to be more accountability around what is being done for these couples because it's fake. When you really, really diagnose it and look at it, you can see that these are fake relationships and these are fake couples to get what they need to get. And I'm not mad at them for getting the bag. I'm not mad at them for getting their endorsements and getting their deals. But it does seem like it is just weird and unnecessary for us to witness all of this happening for a fake couple that's going to break up in 4 months, if not that. You know, it makes it's like we're being told a lie, basically. And we're watching it unravel in front of our eyes, and we have no other choice but to watch it. If you understand what I'm saying about these relationships on Love Island season 7, and you also feel like they are fake, please like, share, and subscribe to this video because we just need more of the truth and honest conversations coming out here on these airways, because I promise you, there are a lot of defensive people in these comments. I have just put my opinion under some videos, and I mean, people are trying to come for my neck. I'm like, oh, Nick and Alandria, I'm like, that's a fake relationship. We all know Nick wanted Sierra. I'm talking about the comments. Hannah, you got a problem. You need to look in the mirror and figure out what you're like. Whoa. Like, y'all, you spoke to Nick. He told you that. Y'all taking it. And so I'm like, is it really that many people out here that think they're in a real relationship? Like, is that really what's going on? Because if that is the case, that's why I'm making this video. I'm making this video to just give a little bit more enlightenment of like why I feel like the relationships are fake. And maybe I can give you all some enlightenment too, where you say, you know what? I didn't think about it like that. Or maybe I agree with what she's saying. Now, will it change anything? Maybe not necessarily. But I do think that there should be something changed in regards to, something needs to change in regards to like how they're being publicized as like celebrities, because they're pushing themselves to be in fake relationships so that they can be publicized as celebrities and get brand endorsement deals and things like that. So something just genuinely seems off, because it just seems like we're watching a lie. We're watching people grow into stardom off of a lie. And why? Why should we allow something like that? Just like as a community, as people, you know, as like the world, why should we allow that? You know, I understand people come up off of really crazy things all the time, okay? Like, let's not forget Kim Kardashian and how she came to her celebrity, right? So we can't knock that, right? Things do happen in different ways. But I just feel like I would prefer to see all of them grow on their own and who they really are and who they really want to be with. And not because they feel like they got to be with this person in order for them to keep their celebrity status. Or in order for them to keep their endorsement deals. I got to stay with Ace. We got to stay together. I got to stay with Nick in order to keep these things going, for us to keep getting bookings. I don't like seeing that. Because then it's like, it makes them feel like they're living in a trap because they got to keep feeding people what they think they want to see. Versus, why can't we just uplift them for being themselves on their own? Why can't Shelly and Olandria just be them girls on their own without Nick and without Ace involved? If y'all like what y'all see, which they're beautiful girls and they got their little fashion, push them. You don't got to push these fake relationships. I'll be honest with y'all probably gonna hate this. One of the realest relationships on there was probably Taylor and Clark. And I know y'all hate Taylor, but Taylor saw something in Clark. He liked her, and Clark liked Taylor. She didn't care that she was gonna have to leave the island. She didn't care if she was gonna be eliminated off, because she was like, I found my man. That's how you know. Taylor, Clark liked Taylor, and Taylor liked Clark. And even after, you can tell like there's some real chemistry there. So I just want to know you guys' comments, opinions, thoughts, comments below. Let me know. I am so ready for the reunion though. I'll be watching, and I'll be watching out for all the cues. I want to see how they're communicating, how they're talking, how they touch each other. You better believe they working with all type of PR. They're gonna be like, rub his left thigh, rub it in a circular motion. Don't forget to look at him, give him a smile, blink, blink, blink. Don't forget to blink. If you don't blink, it's gonna look fake. They giving them everything there is to know, because they're gonna keep this thing going. After the reunion comes out, it's gonna spike up again, Love Island, and that's coming. And then after that little spike, they're going to really take advantage. They're going to try to just jump on whatever they can. And then it's probably going to start dying out towards the end of the year. And then we'll see the truth. We'll see the truth about the relationship. So y'all let me know what you think in the comments below. And make sure to like, share, and subscribe, because I will be discussing the reunion. All right. See you all soon.